What's going on? We back, good fellas. Motor City Sports Talk, excuse me, wrong channel. Motor City Sports Talk, we back. We're going to do a preview of the Detroit Lions free agency real quick. Won't be on too long, but because I'm always on the run. But I definitely appreciate everybody for checking in. Blessings to the brothers and sisters out there supporting the channel. And let's talk about a bit of stuff that we haven't talked about. I tried to go live every day this week. Obviously, it didn't work out for your boy the way it was supposed to work out for your boy. But we here. You know what I'm saying? We here. Corey Blue salute. And the Anthony Barr rumors kind of took me off. Let's just get into talking about Anthony Barr. Give me 1 second. The Anthony Barr rumors kind of took me off to the left, man, because I wouldn't even thought the Lions would have been in contention for Anthony Barr at all. But they are in contention for Anthony Barr. They are listed as the favorites, which this people's opinions. It's what they hear behind closed doors. It don't have nothing to do. It had nothing to do with us. Give me a minute to make sure I ain't my truck. I think it's my truck. But I don't know who shit out there going like that. Hold on a minute. It might be my shit. Hold on. My shit be lighting up. So no, it ain't my shit. But somebody need to get their shit. Damn, there you go. But yeah, man, we was talking about they need to get their shit. They don't even know what the fuck they doing. But yeah, we talk about Anthony Barr. They kind of caught me off guard talking about Anthony Barr. And I listened to the Minnesota Viking guy. His name is Realistic Randy. I don't know how many people listening to him. I listened to his shit. And Anthony Barr was pretty bad last year for them. Obviously, it was something that happened with Anthony Barr that I really, really can't remember what went wrong with the Minnesota Vikings. As far as something happened, I guess he didn't want to be there or whatever the situation may have been. But he terrible in coverage for the most part. He gave us some coverage touchdowns last year, and he was a target to a lot of the Minnesota Viking fans' hate. So I don't know. He's a superior athlete, fast, quick, looked the part, in shape, and tackle. So I think more the disconnect is that it was the will to actually play in Minnesota. But if you go to his page, he got a YouTube channel and he be on Facebook. I found him on Facebook. Like, Anthony Barr is like the scum of all scum. He didn't deserve to be a Pro Bowler. He didn't deserve to be shit according to them. And they was happy to see him go. I'm trying to tell you, they was happy. So I'm always kind of, skeptical in NFL when guys don't get franchise tag and franchises just let guys like him and Trey Flowers walk out. But Corey Blue, salute. I see you be on Twitter. Thomas Lewis, salute. 812 Dozens, what's going on? Salute. Thomas Lewis, salute. Once again, Foxing G, salute. I think theoretic maybe next week couldn't, but I'll discuss that towards the end. But just looking at the whole situation with Anthony Barr, I would love to have Anthony Barr. But that would kind of tell me that the Lions may be going to a 3-4 because more of a 3-4 with two outside linebackers that rush, two inside and 3 big linemen. Because Shanahan could be a JJ Watt type of guy in a 3-4, and then obviously Damon Stacks Harrison to be the nose tackle that eat up double and triple teams, and then the next guy I'm not sure, who would actually play. Maybe if they bring in Trey Flowers, he could play the opposite side of the Shanahan. Then your linebackers probably be Davis. If they keep Christian Jones, he on the chopping block too. Or they bring in another middle linebacker, Davis, another middle linebacker, man the two inside spots, and then outside will be Devin Kennard. Outside would be Anthony Barr. Or maybe they feel confident enough in Anthony Barr to be like, you know what, I believe Anthony Barr can, handle coverage responsibilities and also rush the pass. So it's interesting, to see what they do because Anthony Barr can fit any scheme. He can put his hand in the dirt in our scheme. He can stand up and play, a linebacker a little bit. But I just don't see him having a good enough coverage skills, man. And when I get back to coverage and the linebacker core, that's very important because a lot of teams are always switching personnel. A lot of these teams go with 3 wide, so that make us go with nickel coverage or dime coverage or quarters, depending on how many wide receivers they go out there. So a lot of teams, like the ability to be able to have linebackers that can, in a base defense, maybe a 34-43. They like the ability to be able not to have to substitute them out and be able to put them in zone and athletically and intellect, be able to stay with them and guard receivers, tight ends, running backs out the backfield. So Um, I just don't like the possibility of, Anthony Barr struggling in coverage and then Jared Davis struggling in coverage. Come on, now you got two linebackers that are struggling in coverage. We've been waiting on Jared Davis a couple of years to really improve. He's improved a smidget, but it's not enough to improve in my personal opinion. Okay, but speed wise, Barr and Davis, in Madden, that's gonna give you a hell of a speed advantage, right? I like Jamie Collins as well too. He was from the Patriot system. He does the same thing that kind of what Barr do, but I think he better in coverage than Barr was, at least last year he was. So Jamie Collins, another guy. He probably looking to break the bank as well as Anthony Barr. So the Lions got the pick of their litter. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of, I'm trying to really put a finger on what they trying to do defensively. I think they trying to shift to a 3-4. Because Trey Flowers can play with his hand in the dirt a little bit. He's a little bit undersized to be a defensive lineman in a 3-4. So I'm trying to really gauge what Patricia trying to do. Excuse me. So it's hard to gauge. It is. It's hard to gauge exactly what he wants to do. But he says, "What's up, Adam? I see you. Fred Jackson, I see you. Make sure I ain't miss nobody." Another good win by the Pistons. Yeah, man. I didn't even know he's playing today, man. I was on my way to Victory Soul Food on West Warren. You know what I'm saying? That shit good as hell. It's at a liquor store, but that shit good. Adam Riddle, what's going on? Appreciate it, bro. Corey Blue said, I think he fit better in our scheme on the outside. Pat Sherman defense made him a 4-3 wheel. Yeah, and that's what I was kind of putting that. He ain't no weak side. He ain't no outside linebacker in general, weak side or middle or whatever. He ain't that. You know what I'm saying? They asked him to go out and cover the flats and cover tight ends and running backs. That ain't that. I think he needs to be able to put his hand in the dirt or stand up and go get the pass rusher. And that's how I see Anthony Barr. And it's all about usage, how you use them, man. And that's the sports in general. You can't ask a square peg to fit in a round hole. And the Patriots never ask none of their players to do nothing that they're not capable of doing. Burkhead, okay, we know you're gonna smash it up the middle, catch the ball, a little bit in the flats. Trey Flowers, we know he's gonna be disciplined. He's gonna play his gap, and he ain't gonna do nothing extravagant. Everybody plays their part is what make it an integral part. And I think Patricia's gonna be a little bit different than that. I think he's gonna have a little bit more flamboyance with his defense. I think Belichick will scale him back. You've seen last year that our linebackers at one point in the league they probably ended with the most sacks. You know what I'm saying? So you see, he obviously sent more pressure with his linebackers than the Patriots usually do, and they do pressure a little bit, but he pressured a ton. Obviously, his personnel wasn't that good on the outside. When Ziggy went down, they weren't creating no pressure. So it's my personal opinion. Fox, and I like C.J. Mosley. We can get to C.J. Mosley. I like him a ton. Played middle linebacker in the 3-4 defense from Alabama. A little bit bigger than Davis, 6'2". Can fill run gaps, can cover. So I think the Lions are going more to a 3-4. They run Romeo back. Ziggy Ansah probably move on, even though I would keep him as a situational defensive end. So, just pretty much I'm going to put a wish list together. But I can pretty much say my wish list and now turn it to a video anyway. Number one guy I want is C.J. Mosley. Y'all know it's no secret. No particular order. I will go after Mosley. I feel that his ability to cover and stop the run is the perfect. Davis can't cover or stop the run or tackle. So Mosley does all three of those things. So that's why I like him the most. Because the middle linebacker is like the quarterback of the defense. And, you need those type of guys to facilitate, call plays, put people in the right position, facilitate from the middle, the back end, front end. That's the cream stuffing of the Oreo right there on defenses. Them linebackers, man. And I like him the best. That's just my personal humble opinion. No order. I like Bradley Roby. I would go after Bradley Roby. I don't think Bradley Roby really gonna break the bank like that, in my personal opinion, man. But he like the 60th ranked person on Sports Illustrated top, 60, 50, 100, and he's pretty low on everybody else, not even in the top 25 on NFL.com. So that's telling me that that's a hidden gem. We know he can play man coverage. We know Darius Slay came in the league and play man coverage. Darius slacked in zone coverage when he got here is why he partly struggled. But you got two man coverage corners. I think he played well. One thing we know about Roby, if he get beat, we know he kind of like Marcus Peters. He a ball hawk. He can play the ball. He can get interceptions. We like that. Okay, so those are the two that I want, Mosley and Bradley Roby. People talking about Landon Collins. I found that article, I did the video with them saying that Landon don't want to play for the fucking Lions or play for Matt Patricia. He said that stuff. So, you really turn and Earl Thomas, and they talk about Earl Thomas, and this is a good Earl Thomas wants to be the highest paid safety, which I don't see that happening at this point in his career. But you look at Earl Thomas, right? And he just don't fit what we got. Because Earl Thomas is more of a cover safety, and him and Diggs will be a small safety back, be small at safety. Great in coverage. Diggs can tackle and play box as well. But then you rotate Walker in. Walker more of a coverage corner type of safety too. I think they need more of a Landon Collins guy in there, a guy that can play the box, can spell that middle linebacker position. It'd be fucking great if Miles Killebrew had developed into something of substance, because Miles Killebrew would be excellent at filling that middle linebacker role, in my opinion. He'd be excellent to play that wild card joker role like Deion Buchanan does with the Arizona Cardinals. We wouldn't even need to be talking about Landon Collins as Miles Killebrew lives up to expectation. Even as a linebacker, he can be the rotational box safety, in my opinion. He brings a lot of heat, a lot of Landon Collins brings a lot of heat when he tackles. He brings leadership. That's one thing I like about Landon Collins, his leadership. His leadership is really, really good. He real strong leader, real strong tackler in the box, can spell that linebacker. And we know Patriots, Matt Patricia from time to time put a linebacker in there. So I do like Landon Collins, but I don't like the prospects to say he didn't like to play for Patricia. And already you got guys in the locker room that didn't want to play for Matt Patricia. You know what I'm saying? That they trying to get out of there or moved on from that one Patricia guy saying they was working him too hard. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we practicing too much. So he had people in his in his locker room that wasn't riding for what they was doing. So they trying to change the culture to bring in a vocal guy with a ton of money, and expect him to come in and be a model citizen. You got to think about that team chemistry. He'd be great in the locker room if he buy into the system. Excellent in the locker room. He buy into that system, a vocal guy, Snacks and him can be leaders. We didn't have leaders with Ndamukong Suh and Matthew Stafford, but let me go on. What about safety? I just spoke on that, so I got to that. Thomas Lewis, Adam Riddle. Okay, there you go. He got Sean. What's going on, family? 8-12 doesn't. Can't wait to see what Tracy Walker brings to the team. We don't need a safety. We need a true number 2 corner. I would say they probably would need a safety from the simple fact that they're probably not 100% sure that Tracy Walker is ready to start. I think that's what it is. And Quadre got some durability issues, so usually they play 3 safeties, and I think Tavon Wilson is a backup safety. We give you value picks for the safety. I always like Trey Boston. I don't know why Trey Boston don't stick in the NFL, but Trey Boston had an amazing year with the Chargers 2 years ago, and he a baller. So you talking about value picks? I like Trey at safety. If you don't want to break the bank with Earl Thomas or Landon Collins, I like Jimmy Ward coming out of NIU. He more of a coverage like Quadre, you know what I'm saying? But he never had a role for the 49ers. He was playing nickel, playing safety. So, if you give him a defined role with the Lions at safety, I think he can blossom and possibly grow into a Pro Bowler. Also, I said Jimmy Ward, and there was one more guy I like down there too at safety. I can't remember. Oh, Trey Boston was the other guy I like a ton at safety. Obviously, Eric Weddle was off the market. He went to the Rams. He old though. Frederick Williams, salute 65. Say what's going on? What's going on, D Miller? Shout out to Dearborn. On my way there after I get off here now. Thomas Lewis, Corey. We have Mike Ford. He will probably be a second. Then we need a speedster at the corner. No, I don't think you need a speedster at the 3rd cornerback position. I think you need somebody that know how to play the position. The nickel cornerback is more predicated on agility than speed, because you're not dealing with deep threats at the nickel position sometimes. Most of the time you're dealing with quicker than fast guys like Wes. You're dealing with Golden Tate type of guys, shifty guys. So you need somebody that's quick that can, play the cornerback position well. I don't think the plan is to go into the season with Mike Ford as your number 2 cornerback. I really don't. I think the plan is to get a cornerback, and I think the plan should be to get one in free agency and draft one. I'm talking 3rd, 4th, 5th round draft one. I'm telling y'all, Bradley Roby is the guy. You know what I'm saying? Ronald Darby hurt his knee. We ain't got time to be waiting on him. Bradley Roby is the guy that Bob Quinn should be getting, man. I'm telling you, don't break the bank, and he hungry. And he matched Darius Slay Fly. They both man corners. And I think, he learned a lot from Chris Harrison to leave in Denver. Walker is nice, but we need that leader out there. He got developed into a leader. He Darius Slay brother-in-law, I believe he is. McClain Bell, with all the extra money we have collecting, I think they will go after C.J. Mosley. I hope Thomas Lewis. He's talking to Adam. I can see Barr fit into Patricia's scheme now. Yeah, I obviously can, because now I think they're going more into the 3-4 pass rush. If not, you can put, you can put Devin Kennard hand in the dirt and put Barr in his position, But I see it. Bobby Long Ross, what's going on? He said, Ross for what? To the run game. I don't know what you're talking to. Daniel, what's going on? He said, I'm a diehard Lions fan. My personal opinion is we're going to wait till every other team pick the top linebacker at the end, and we will do a Walmart bargain bin DVD shopping looking for a decent value. Last year, that's how they did it. I can give you a reason why that may change, why they might not be as frugal anymore. One of the reasons is that they capologists that went to Arizona, and we took their capologists. There's no more dead money. I think Patricia wanted to get the dead money off the books, and now he could be aggressive. But I can see why not. Why he would do what you say is because the talent depth overall sucked. And he wants to build the talent depth up before getting top free agents. But that's happened last year. You know what I'm saying? But with them having almost $45 million under the cap, we'll see. We'll see who they go after. If it ain't gonna be nobody we like. Jameson Crowder. I don't like Jameson Crowder. I'm not a fan of his. Maybe because he fucked me in FanDuel too many times. No homo. But I'm not a fan of Jameson Crowder. I like the guy from Tampa Bay better. Adam. So let's give Matt Stafford a wide receiver, man. Jameson Crowder, he good in the slot, bro. But I got a personal vendetta against him. But I like him. He good in the slot though. I ain't gonna lie. He good. But I like the kid from Tampa Bay. He won me some money on FanDuel this year. I took down the whole contest, so I ride with him. He said, did the Patriots try to trade for Odell Beckham? They said they ain't letting him go there. I'm glad that Romeo Orakwa coming back. Yeah, I like him. Is Eli Hero coming back? Yeah, C.J. Mosley, great addition. Luke G. Field review. Did he just say he thinks the Lions 3-4? Lions been running a hybrid 3-4 since last. A hybrid 3-4. That's a difference. That's a hybrid 3-4. Hybrid. I mean, hybrid is the dual. It's like they run a 4-3 hybrid 3-4. I'm talking about a straight 3-4 this year. Like a real 3-4, not just like 4-3, 34. We can get. I mean, they base defense is going to be a 34. Motherfuckers always trying to be a genius. Listening, interested in Justin Houston's release, but I can't see Detroit going after. He old and beat up. You know what I'm saying? Pass rushers like him just don't just walk out the door. You know what I'm saying? Pass rushers him don't. Oh, he's still good? No, they didn't want to pay him $15 million. They tried to trade him. So, I mean, I like Justin Houston, but I think he passed his prime. I think he deserved to go to, probably the Patriots, Rams for a bargaining deal. But if he's trying to break the bank, maybe Detroit will go after him. They definitely got the money to make a few more moves plus the draft. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. And I was going to do a video earlier, but I forgot to get to it talking about Antonio Brown. He went for a 3rd and 5th round pick. And then they restructured his contract, and I'm like, they couldn't get a 1st round pick out of him. So, but I didn't really want him with the Lions because of his attitude, man. He just seemed like it's contagious to that negativity, man. But him with the Raiders, the circus goes on. John Taylor, Roby is a huge upgrade over there, but his knee fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he's on Bradley. I'm thinking Ronald Darby. Sorry. Yeah, bro. Yeah, Bradley Roby, good player. Good player. I like him. I'm hoping Thomas says, I hope we get Sweat with our 8th pick and we can have a dominant top 3 of the Shine Hand at one, Sweat at the other, and Robinson and Harrison. Somebody told me Robinson was a free agent. I'm thinking they might try to play Hand in the middle a little bit more, but he can play defensive end either way. I think him and Snacks is a perfect fit. You know what I'm saying? I like Snacks and him. Nag, what's going on, my brother? When does free agent start? I think it opens the 13th of March, which so happens to be my birthday. But I think you start talking to people on the 12th. Thomas Lewis Killebrew was great for one season with Austin. Yeah, he did get on the field. I remember that Joker dropped that interception in Minnesota. In case Keenum and them wouldn't even have scored a point. They had put like 50 or something up on Tampa Bay that year. But yeah, he looked good in college. What about Zadarius Smith to the Lions? I'm not familiar with Zadarius Smith. Let me know where he play at. I probably know about school. I like that kid from Clemson though. Somebody told me look at Colin Fair, whatever his name. I like him. 65. I say pick up Barr and lockdown corner in free agency and address the pass rush in the draft. I think that's a perfect plan. But what you think about the linebacker? Would you addressing linebacker in the draft, or you drafting it? You're addressing it in free agency. Think about if they're looking for a middle linebacker. Bush and White are the same size as Davis. Somebody brought that to my attention before I even really looked at they got a bat at the Spurs game. I'm like, damn, they all small, but middle linebacker are a dime a dozen. They tough to find, man. It ain't that Bob Quinn made a bad pick with Davis. It's just like it didn't matter who he picked if he needed a linebacker. Reuben Foster, Davis, both fucked up. Who y'all want the Pistons draft? I want them the Carson Edwards. I ain't looked at the I can't stand college basketball. No, I just have a love for. I only watch Michigan State. I used to watch all that shit, man. It's just I don't like it no more. I'm looking forward to the G League next year. She said Jadarius Smith will really fit is another Kennard. We need more of a coverage linebacker. He said one will fit. Okay. Wish list: Landon Collins, John Brown, C.J. Mosley, draft Sweat. Yeah, Sweat might go to Tampa. We'll see what Tampa do. At 80, we said 80. I can't pronounce that name. Should be a name in free agent along with Dazier. I know who Dazier is. Pierre Dazier. Yeah. Yep. What about the Honey Badger at safety? Too small. I mean, him and Quadre is the same height. Now, if you keep Tavon Wilson, I'm not sure how big Tavon Wilson is. Though. Smaller guy. Sarami Quadre. Both can play the nickel. Quadre hit harder than the Honey Badger. So I was thinking they was looking more of a box guy like Landon. I'm thinking like more of a box guy, but I wouldn't. I like the Honey Badger, man. It seemed like he turned his life around. That's a testimony right there, man. He should definitely be going around telling this story because this dude was strung out on weed and doing all this crazy stuff, and he got his life right. I think a huge part of that was getting drafted by Arizona Cardinals and Patrick Peterson mentoring him. So that's salute to him. Nobody talk about that shit now. Had he been turning out doing the shit Pac-Man was doing, going around here, getting in trouble, they would have been publicizing that shit. But since the brother doing the right thing, ain't nobody saying shit. Lawson could have been a backup or a nickel. Roby has injury problems. Nah, he can get the fuck up. I'll take Mike. I'll take my chances with Mike Ford, bro. Take my injury. Dave Rove, Quinn gets Barfrey. I think Williams will be the pick. You talking about Williams, the offensive lineman from Alabama? No, you ain't talking about Quentin Williams because he ain't gonna be there. Matthew Haynes, what's going on? I couldn't stand Nevin Lawson, bro. I couldn't stand. There's one cornerback I hated more than Nevin Lawson in Lions history. Aaron Berry, bro. Aaron Berry legitimately dropped any line cornerback that was on that team. We played the Saints in the playoffs that dropped the interception. Drew Brees legitimately handed the Lions that game, bro. On God and them, bro. That nigga threw the ball right to Aaron Berry. He dropped about 3 interceptions that could have changed that game. Nobody talk about that throughout history, though. Aaron Berry was garbage. Then he went to the Jets and got cut. Andy Isabel out of UMass is a great fit for the Lions. Is he a DB? Is he a receiver, right? The white kid that's a receiver. That joker fast. I think he's a receiver, right? He fast as hell. I see him at the combine. David Rowe, I know, but he was still the second best corner last year. No, that motherfucker got benched. Mike Ford was the second best corner on the team. You forgot that? Motherfucker got benched. Ajayi, I think that's too many miles on that Bronco truck. Too many miles on that Bronco truck. Thomas Lewis, Dax Raymond will be a great tight end in the draft. We gotta check him out. David is not impressive at all. After corners suck except Slay. David, who you talking about? David is not that impressive. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, Jerry Davis? Who you talking about? David. I don't know what you're talking about. Must be talking about somebody in the draft. Why the Lions didn't go after Antonio Brown? We don't do personalities like Antonio Brown. If you got a criminal history or anything, the Lions ain't fucking with you, bro. You drop a pen in class in the 3rd grade, you can't draft you. Can't draft you. David Rowe, I know my point was we need all the cornerbacks in training camp that we can. No, you don't need all the cornerbacks. You need quality. Never Lawson just suck. You need quality. All the ones that can play. I remember my man's from Tuskegee, man, Frank Williams, man, that motherfucker used to get burnt in the NFL, bro. But we niggas in down there in Montgomery used to be proud of Frank Williams' ass, man, when I stayed down there. My nigga from the 4-6. That's what they used to say, dog. It was crazy. A12 does Zadarius Smith is a Raven, I believe. Yeah, he's a Raven, but not anymore. Frank Williams, Zadarius Smith was the Baltimore's Ravens last season. Bobby Lang, the tampering period starts tomorrow. Okay, it starts tomorrow. Long. Appreciate it, Bobby Long. Streetwise Television, salute. What's good, fam? If they get Anthony Barr, he could teach Devin White or Devin Bush. I don't think he could teach them how to play inside. That motherfucker can't play inside, but he could. I don't know what he can teach him. Be a professional, but he more of a pass rusher guy. Bush and White will be be middle. They just too small for my liking, dog. They just too small. I don't know. We had Tulloch here for a minute, bro. But we need to find that nice size middle linebacker. Even Mosey not that, but he played bigger than he is. But I just wouldn't take White and Bush that high, man. Unless I knew, like, damn, this is Ray Lewis or this Derrick Brooks, Tavon Wilson, 6 foot, I believe. I think he should cut him. We should cut him, huh? And my cousin. Barr and Collins, please no flowers at the high ticket. Devin White at 8, if we don't trade back, would be a fast linebacker and a D-line beefy. Barr and Collins. So I'm just not a fan of White and Bush, man. I like the way they play, but they're just too small, man. What you do with Davis then? I'm going to ask, y'all cut Davis? Because you're going to go out there with 2 linebackers at 6 feet or maybe 6'1" in Davis. You're going to go out there with 2 small linebackers? Well, imagine if you got to go out there, you got a Gronkowski out there. Who the fuck you going to put on Gronkowski? Tracy Walker lighting the ass. Quadre Diggs 5'9". Then your biggest linebacker will be 6 foot, 6'1" in Davis. He can't cover. You know what I'm saying? I got to think about that type of stuff, man. They need height. I like speed, but usually defenses that got speed, you running down the middle of their throat, they got a problem. They need to get that tackling Dutchman last year. Shit, what y'all talking about? Oh, tackling Dutchman. You know what I'm saying? We should have got the tackling Dutchman last year. That joker bad. Rashawn Gary to lines at number 8. I like it. I don't like the untapped potential, though. I don't like he didn't play up to his potential at Michigan, but I like that dude from Clemson. I like Montez Sweat. That's my guy. I like Montez Sweat, man. His film match up with his athletic. His speed don't match up with his film, but his skills do. He got great hand play, long arms, and I talked about it before he ran the 40. He able to, use his hands to get to the quarterback. They can do so much with a guy like that, man. But I agree with the Trey Flowers comment as well. Trayvon Mullins should be a target if he fall late, early second. Okay, I gotta start looking at these guys, man, because I didn't get to watch college football like that this year. I was traveling a lot. We not picking number 8 anyway. They gonna trade that pick. They could. I think if they address pass rush and they address whatever else they want to address on defense, I'm telling you, tight end and offensive tackle. I'm telling you, the Lions like to do shit that nobody. They like to outthink themselves, man. But Michael Harris also would have cut Tabor before I cut Lawson. Oh, definitely. I cut both of them motherfuckers. Both of them suck. Miss Blackbuster D, what's going on? Nevin Lawson is not a corner, but he still plays special teams. Yeah, Isabel's receiver. Yeah, I like him. He has some relations. He has some connections to a couple players from another SEC team, I think it was. Melissa Rivero, he's Revere. Oh, sorry, hopefully I said your name right. Thoughts on Lions signing Pierre Dazier. I'm a Bradley Roby guy. So that's who I want at cornerback. I don't want nobody else. That's just my personal opinion on it, but it is what it is. I just see the potential of Derby, man. But if anybody better than Lawson, shit, Mike Ford was better than Lawson. Dazier wouldn't hurt. Antonio also wanted too much money on an extension. Yeah, fuck him. Like when I heard he called Shannon Sharp a coon, I'm like, okay, everybody a coon to him. he just, I just don't want that type of personality around, that negative energy. I think Westbrook out of Texas was the worst DB. He was the pass interference king. Melissa say the difference between Lawson and Tabor is $4 million. Tabor make it or break a year. Good point. They say Lawson $4 million. LSU linebacker suck. Talking about Derek White, Miss Blackbuster D. Melissa, but I agree. Thomas said this year wouldn't be bad at all. Keep going down. No Gary. So somebody Adam don't want Gary, Rashad Gary. I can see why. Because he didn't play up to his potential. But he work out Warrior though. I think we need a dog across from Slay because when Slay's I don't know what else he meant, but yeah, like I'm telling you, Bradley Roby good, man. Good fit. You know, if he doesn't work, he ain't gonna break the bank. Yeah, the Farrell kid wouldn't be bad. You're right. Yeah, I like him. Somebody told me to go look at him. I'm like, shit. What's your opinion on drafting tight end TJ Hawkinson? Move back if you're gonna draft him, or move up from the second if you're gonna draft him. But polished route runner, can block and catch. My whole thing is that Darrell Bevel history of using tight ends ain't been too good in Seattle. So, but if he can block, you need him. Either you move back and try to get some extra picks and get him. But I'm more of you take the best available talent out there. You know, that's just what I'm saying. You take the best available talent out there. Gary is a bust. They would have said the same thing about what's homeboy name? Deshaun Hand. They would have said Deshaun Hand was a bust. Remember, Deshaun Hand was a guy in the University of Alabama that didn't live up to the bill. If people remember correctly, he was a guy that was the #1 high school player in America, and I think it was one of the top guys. And he didn't play well in Alabama. It was a bad system fit, and he came to the Lions and shit. He put it all together somehow. But a lot of times for guys that don't put it together in college, it's usually the coaching. And you get to the NFL, you get better coaching. They put you in a position to win. In college, either you fit the system or you don't. They're not going to change the system for no player in college. Those college coaches stuck in their way, so you got to look at that as well too. I believe if we address certain issues in free agency, they're going to draft the best player available. Yep, you got to get the players to come here first. I like me some Nick Bosa. I like Joey Bosa. Joey Bosa was a fucking animal, bro, in college. I appreciate it, James Holyfield. D. Cole say Christian Wilkins probably the best Clemson D lineman. They sleeping on him. Yeah, Clemson, damn, we talking about, you got the dude that took the steroids. He hurt himself at the combine, I think. You got Farrell. You got this dude, Christian Wilkinson. Damn, Clemson looking like they Alabama, bro. And then they got that quarterback, man. That look like Vega from Street Fighter. Trevor Lawrence. Oh man, I can wait for a quarterback. You tell me we're gonna be bad the year he come out. Give me him. Give me him. Trevor Lawrence. See you later at Matthew Stafford. Somebody got mad in the comment section the other day because I said they should change Stafford into a game manager. He said, just by running the ball more just means they just improving the run game. Look here. Motherfucking Matthew Stafford ain't no good quarterback, man. I'm telling you that right now. And by them running the ball 20, 30 times a game and take the ball out of his hand, what else you call that? What else that? That's what Jim Caldwell had Matthew Stafford turn into a game manager. To cut the turnover because everybody know Matthew Stafford ain't that fucking good. When Joe Lombardi left out this joker and said, he's a stupid motherfucker. That's what he said. He's stupid. So I ain't saying that he's stupid, but I'm saying that I'll be looking for a new quarterback. I'll take Farrell and sign Barr and Amos. My whole thing is I'm like in Mosley. Who else I say? Bradley Roby. Maybe Landon. John Brown. I wouldn't do too much on offense. I'll give me a couple offensive linemen in the draft, maybe. And a tight end. And I'll give me a receiver. You know what I'm saying? And free agency, maybe get another running back with some speed somewhere. But I ain't giving Stafford no more weapons, dog. They didn't spend so much money fucking around with Stafford, and it don't never work. That shit don't never work. It ain't that I hate the guy. I'm just saying, like, damn, for 10 years, you've been doing the same shit, failing. You know what I'm saying? Like, when do you get a change, man? It's like these quarterbacks. And then today, it ain't even that hard to play fucking quarterback. They can't hit you. They can't hit you, but in the strike zone. They can't touch They can't touch the receivers. Defensive receiver. I mean, shit, man. Joe Montana, Dan Marino, John Elway have a field day out here. Shit, Marino probably throwing for 6 racks, 60 touchdowns. It's easy to play quarterback. Imagine if Stafford had to play quarterback when they was around here breaking Theismann leg clean the fuck off, and Joe Montana was getting put in the dirt. Troy Aikman having 1,000 concussions and shit. These quarterbacks don't know how good they got it, man. He said Mosley be hard to get because the Cardinals said they would spend whatever it takes to get Mosley. Well, he gone. He gone. Going to Arizona. Arizona nice too. See you later. He ain't gonna win shit down there, but he gone. They need to be focusing on offensive linemen. Defense, when they problem, they can't block nobody. You got one of the best running backs in the game, David Johnson, can't block nobody. So you prioritizing defense. You need to be prioritizing protecting your quarterback. May it be Kyle Murray or what's homeboy? I forget homeboy name. Josh Rosen, because I liked him coming out of college. Stafford is mediocre, right around the 15th best in the league. 10 years of being mediocre. What do you call it? Stafford had 2 running backs with 100 yards. Meanwhile, Green Bay has had 12. Hey, man, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We can keep making excuses for Matthew Stafford. But shit, I've seen Aaron Rodgers lose his whole fucking line. A part of the reason he got 100-yard running backs because he can throw that motherfucking thing. You know what I'm saying? And Aaron Rodgers can throw that joker. So they playing the pass, and he hit, James Stark back in the day getting off. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. They ain't worried about stopping the run in Green Bay. They worried about stopping Rodgers, and they still can't stop him on most Sundays. Who's scared of Matthew Stafford? Not a fucking soul. He got the arm to throw, but he ain't got the intellect. And then he still ain't mastered the D-ball yet. This motherfucker still throwing rockets, 70-yard rocket. He don't put no touch on that. He improved a little bit, but I'm tired of making excuses for his ass, man. Well, he ain't had this. You ain't gonna have shit in Detroit. You're gonna have to just do the best you can do. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do the best you can do. 10 years of being mediocre, and you getting $30 million a year. I ain't never seen no shit like that. Same thing with Matt Ryan. Made it to the Super Bowl and lost that motherfucker, and then got a big payday. Are you crazy? Julio looking like I made him. That's why Calvin got the fuck up out of here. He said, man, I ain't gonna never win with this motherfucker at my ex-quarterback. Let me get the fuck up out of here. That's what he said. Let me get the fuck up out of here. He said, D-Cole say Stafford look like he don't love the game rather than the game can do for him. Man, look here, man. They done beat the love out of his ass. He don't like the game. He don't love the game. He don't want to cheat with the game on Kelly. Man, the Lions will beat the love of the game out of him. Don't y'all see Barry Sanders the way he left? Calvin Johnson the way he left? And Ndamukong Suh left on a bad note? The Lions will beat the fucking love of the game. Football ain't for the faint of hearts for real. You know what I'm saying? Football, I'm telling you, man, certain days I just come back from practice like, man, I ain't going back tomorrow, bro. I'm catching the bus all the way back to the crib from football practice from the east side. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I ain't going to that shit tomorrow. I used to, man, leave my cleats at home. I ain't going to that shit tomorrow. Coach come drag a nigga to the field. I got some extra. Oh, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all, if you ain't never played the game, you wouldn't understand, like waking up, your ass sore, your back sore, your arm sore. You know what I'm saying? You want to go to the school dance, but you just too damn sore after a game. That shit, even on the high school level, that's different. And to say, even if you out there playing for millions, after you done fulfilled your goal to being a millionaire and maybe invest your money and set for life, you don't want to go back out there and keep getting your ass whooped every Sunday. And I salute Stafford from that standpoint. Joey Harrington, that motherfucker didn't make it long. For Stafford to stick around 10 years, that motherfucker Hall of Famer just off that playing with the Lions, man. Because he done had Mark Mayhew, Tom LeWine. That's Matt Millen, basically. You know what I'm saying? They ain't put shit around the dude. Dealt with 2 years of injuries, back-to-back. Peppers hit him. He had the worst left tackle in the history of all, and Jeff Backus, one of the shittiest centers, in Dominic Raiola. I ain't blaming Stafford. All I'm saying is, I ain't never seen somebody get 10 years of sucking at a position and get a raise. I ain't seen that shit before. But like I said, it ain't all Stafford fault, but Stafford wasn't shit in Georgia. It was all about him and AJ Green. You know? And on top of that, you put him with the Lions, man, he ain't had no chance, man. He ain't had no chance. Even if I wanted to give him, he ain't had no chance. He shouldn't even have survived 10 years. His durability is off the chain. He tried to improve and he tried to lose weight and he got more money. He done did everything he can do. And this franchise ain't gave him shit but some money and some lifelong bruises and lifelong fucked up body parts, man. That's it. And like I said before, it ain't an indictment on him. It's more of an indictment on this franchise, man. They couldn't put enough around this guy. Sweat dope. So they really didn't beat the fight out of him, man. He ain't got no more dog in him. You know what I'm saying? Most people won't understand going out there every day, getting your brains beat in and studying film, and 10 years of studying film, 10 years of trying to get better. You trying to get better. You lost the weight. You hired the quarterback coach in the summer when you said you didn't want to hire one and you'll get better on your own, but you still did to make the fans happy. But your franchise don't want to meet you in the middle of the street. These dudes don't want to meet him in the middle of the street. You know? They don't want to meet him in the middle of the street. He got 30 million reasons why he coming in every Tuesday through Sunday. He got 30 million reasons. You know? And I know if the franchise, I'm going to say this before I get off, man. I'll take a couple more questions. If it wasn't for the franchise tag, the Lions wouldn't have nobody. You know, and Calvin Johnson would have walked, and Ndamukong Suh would have walked, Stafford would have been gone. They had that franchise. If the franchise tag won the NFL, it should be crazy. I blame Stanford quarterback. He crazy. He said, I'm not signing no extension, so y'all give me some better players. You blame it. I blame it. You mean Stafford, that quarterback? He crazy. I'm not signing no. It's different though, because you go out there on the franchise tag. Remember, they can franchise tag you for 2 or 3 years. So that's 2 years at least. But you playing on a 1-year deal. You go out there and break your leg, they don't owe you shit the next reason. You just balling on that $20 million, $25 million tag. You know? So, you know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. The Fords don't want to go for nothing, man. They do just enough to get us down there and get our hopes up and sucker us into buying season tickets. They do just enough. And then they pull the motherfucking quarter on the string out of our pocket. Stafford is done. We'll see in this upcoming year, and we're going to have to draft a quarterback next year. They should get that kid from Buffalo and develop him. But I'm good for the next 2 years until Trevor Lawrence come back and we can go 0-16 again and get Trevor Lawrence. I'm good. Fuck Herbert and Tua next year. We don't need that little nigga. I'm good sucking next to when Trevor Lawrence come out. I'm good. I'm 0-16 unless we on the Super Bowl track. I'll trade all 7 picks in the draft for Trevor Lawrence. No cap. You know? Party where you just described Murray. You talking about you talking about somebody else in the chat? I don't know what you're talking about. So they could do the same thing to Trevor Lawrence. Shit, man. Mm-hmm. Vega like he can ball, bro. That's what I call him. Vega from Street Fighter. He can ball. You know what I'm saying? But you're probably right. But Stafford just ain't that good, man. I've been telling you. I knew that when he came out of Georgia, he wasn't that good, bro. The Fords make money regardless. You ain't lying. They don't pay no taxes. They barely pay federal taxes. What they being so cheap for? So they can do the same. Okay, I read that one. Brian and me, your channel is good, man. Enjoy it. I appreciate it, my brother. Michael, was it correct? He said, what about the kid from Penn State? He got the dog mentality. You talking about the running back or the receiver? Oh, you talking about the quarterback? Yeah, he fast in the motherfucker, though, man. But I heard they was talking about his quarterback skills or something like that. Tom Brady went to the Cleveland Browns. He wouldn't be Tom Brady. Probably not. So, you know, if you get marginalized in this league real quick, man. But I appreciate y'all, man. I got to pick my girl up from work. So I appreciate everybody for showing love, man. Miss D, I got busy this weekend, man. I got me a new car. I had to work out some things. So we got to hook up another time on that podcast. This weekend, my birthday. So maybe we could fit it in Wednesday or, well, when is the 13th? Tuesday or Monday, maybe. Okay, just email me. Appreciate y'all for showing love, blessings. And We'll be back with another one later on.